exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago Cougars here on MLB The Show 22. That is right. We are back and we are ready to go with another amazing episode. I hope you guys are excited. In the last episode, we went crazy with the amount of home runs that we were hitting. It was wild. We hit home runs with Francisco Lindor. We hit home runs with absolutely everybody. It almost felt like we were cheating a little bit. It felt like we had taken some pregame steroids or something. I don't know what it was, but it was almost like we took some of Michael Jordan's special sauce that he has in Space Jam. That's what it kind of felt like, because we were playing out of our minds in that game. Can we keep that up in this game? Probably not. This episode's probably not going to go the same way that episode went, but still, we have that episode in our memories. It did happen. It was pretty awesome. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock the entire time. But this episode is going to be the September call-ups, and then we're going to finish the regular season, our second regular season in Chicago. In this episode, we're not going to be making the postseason, unfortunately. We are still below 500. Maybe we could change that with the simulation at the end of this episode. Maybe we can get to 70 wins and get above 500. We're only 3 games below 500. And maybe we can change that with a win in today's episode. And then with some more simulation, maybe we can add a few more wins, get above 500, and hopefully not get fired. Because that is the goal, is to not get fired as the manager of the Chicago Cougars. And that would be pretty bad. So we're going to do September call-ups. We're going to play a game. We're going to simulate the rest of the month of September, finish the second season. We'll probably even finish the postseason in today's episode so you guys can find out who won the World Series. We'll see when we get there. I don't know if that's probably going to happen, but we don't know yet. And then we will, in the next episode after that, get to the off season, and then after the episode after that, we'll get to the spring training and all the opening day stuff for season number 3. So I hope you guys are excited, because we got a big slate of show videos to come real soon. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's get right into it. So as mentioned before, we are 66 and 69. Nice. We are 3 games back of 500, 3 games below 500. We are September 1st. I don't remember from the last episode at the end of it if I chose a game to play or not. I think I just got to September 1st so we could do the September call-ups. I don't think I've chosen a game yet to play. So we'll do that in a second. But as we talk about September call-ups, I've taken a look through some of the AAA guys. I've kind of narrowed down some of the people I think are deserving of a shot at the Major League level. I think Tetsuto Yamada is certainly deserving of a shot at the Major League level. So we will add him to the 40-man roster, and we will move him to the big league club. I think it's well-deserved. He's played amazingly down in AAA this season. I think it's time he can come up to the big league club. And now I usually like to bring up one pitcher and one hitter. So in terms of the pitcher prospect that we can bring up, I was thinking maybe we bring up Basil Cabrera. But then I thought, you know what? I want to keep him down in AAA just the whole year, just to give him some more development. I thought about Yoshinobu Yamada. I definitely thought about him, but I think he also needs some development. I thought about Doyle Atkinson, but then I looked at his record and I looked at his ERA and kind of stuff. I didn't think... Actually, you know what? He's probably more ready than Luther Curtis. Although Luther Curtis has had a decent season in AAA, he would probably do better at the Major League level. That's tough. It's either Doyle Atkinson or Luther Curtis that can come up to the big... You know what? Let's bring up Doyle Atkinson, because I don't want to take away an all-star closer from the AAA organization if they end up making the playoffs. So Luther Curtis made the all-star team, the AAA all-star game. I don't want to take him away and have him possibly cost the AAA team a chance at a championship because we took him up from the club. So those are going to be the two moves that we make. Willie Rodriguez is performing very well down in AA in his time there. I'm super excited about him, although he is 25, which worries me a little bit. But because he's only a 75 overall, but he's got a potential. We've also got Matt Tabor, we've got Alfredo Valentine, we've got Jordan Walker, we've got a lot of good young prospects. And then one of the most anticipated prospects in this series is Louis McDonald. Lewis McDonald, we have him in AA, 4-9 in 27 games, 12 starts. We have 4-9 record in over 100 innings pitched. He's pitching 4.29 ERA, 1.61 WHIP, and 1.5 WAR. So this dude was our very first pick. If you're not familiar, he was our very first pick in the draft in season 1. And he was super raw. He was in the high 50 overalls, but he had a potential. He was a project, and he's proving to be a project in this series. I'm not shocked that he's struggling in his first season in AA. He will spend another season in AA next year, and then if he gets to develop and he gets to getting more wins, a lower ERA, better stats, then he can make that transition to AAA and hopefully into the big league club where he's supposed to be. At least he's looked at right now as the heir to the throne. The ace position is probably going to be his. That's the goal, at least. So those are the two call-ups that we make. We have Shane McClanahan, who I kind of want to pitch with since we just traded for him a couple episodes ago. I definitely want to pitch with him at one point. We brought up Doyle Atkinson to be in the bullpen. We have a really good bullpen. I like pitching with Danny Jimenez. I like Adam Kolarek. I like Emilio Pagan. I like Doyle Atkinson. Well, I haven't pitched with him, but I like the potential he has. I like Jeffrey Springs. I like Karen Chak, and I like AJ Minter. So, I mean, we have in terms of guys that I think are good, we have a really solid bullpen. I don't know about Ryan Nelson. I haven't really pitched a whole lot with him, but he could be good. Who knows? Now let's find a game that has a good matchup and a game that is pitched by Shane McClanahan. So let's see. I don't want to play the game against the White Sox, so we'll simulate this series against the White Sox. We will auto fix that. They don't have enough pitchers on the roster on the Double League club, so that's not good. We might have to sign somebody actually in free agency because I don't think we have anybody in. I don't think we have anybody in the high A-ball stuff, so we're going to have to sign somebody here in free agency that can come in and pitch some, or at least be a pitcher in AA. We'll probably have to be a relief pitcher because we did bring up a relief pitcher. So we'll go down here to the bottom. We'll see if there's anybody that's kind of decently young in AAA, like Ethan Roberts would probably have some time left, so we'll sign him on a contract, and then we will make Ethan Roberts a AA player. And that should be good enough to simulate on. There it is. And we got swept by the White Sox. So that was not the goal, to get swept by the White Sox. That's okay. We are going to pass up the series against the Twins. And we finally get our first win. But Dermis Garcia still on the 60-day DL, or IL. We get one win. Shane McClanahan got a win. So right now we are 67-74. Okay. What did we finish last year? Let me just quickly get rid of that and then check the GM goals. We finished 70-92 last year, so we are very close. But as you can see, our yearly goal is to finish above 500. So we have job security is average. Who knows if we don't meet the yearly goal? Who knows if that's going to stay average? I don't know. What's the budget looking like, by the way? I want to quickly check. $21.93 million. Obviously, we have Francisco Lindor, who's making a ton of money. We have Austin Meadows still making money. Pete Alonso's making a ton of money. So we've got to figure out some contracts. This might be the offseason that we move on from Austin Meadows. I haven't fully decided yet. Let's simulate the series against the Nationals. We get 2 of 3 against the Nationals. Now we take on the Dodgers. We take the Dodgers on the road. Then we take on the Astros and the Angels and the Tigers at home. Okay. Do we want to play the Dodgers? Shane McClanahan versus Walker Buehler. I think that could be an interesting series. Or an interesting matchup. So we lose the first game against the Dodgers. We are 69 and 76. So at least we are, if we win this game, we are tied. Well, we tie our wins from last season. So we're doing better. It may not look like it, but we are doing better than what we did last season. Our pitchers are struggling a little bit. In the lineup, Jazz Chisholm, Francisco Lindor. They have Gavin Lux playing right field instead of Spencer Torkelson. I don't think so. I don't know when that changed, but Torkelson is my right fielder for this season. We also have Julio Rodriguez. We have Pete Alonso at first base, Alejandro Kirk as the DH, Austin Meadows, Sean Murphy, Bobby Witt, Cody Bellinger. Okay, I like what we have going there. Now I need to make sure that this is still Spencer Torkelson. Okay, I like that. Perfect. I forgot that we had O'Neal Cruz. I forgot that we made a trade for him at the deadline. That's pretty cool. We've got some depth. We've got some potential. We've got some depth. It's just going to take a little bit of time to figure it all out. And you know what? I think we might start Tetsudo Yamada at second base in this game. I think that might be what we do when we play the Dodgers. So I'm going to go get everything ready. It's at home. We are playing. Oh, that means I read this wrong. So that means these are the home games. These are the road games. Duh. I'm an idiot. So we are going to play the Dodgers. Shane McClanahan will get his first on-camera start as a Chicago Cougar player since getting traded for. And hopefully we can have a good performance like we did in the last episode. If you guys are enjoying this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We're going to go play the Dodgers and see if we can get our 70th win and tie our best record in terms of wins in this series. Let's get it right into it. Hit that like button and let's do it.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Cougars. First pitch coming your way next. Just about set to go down. And today's starting pitcher, Shane McClanahan. What do you have on him, Chris?
Boog, 8 solid innings this last time out, picked up the win. See what he's got today. If he plays catch with his catcher the way he did, doesn't shake off, I think we'll see more of the same.
Okay, all set to go. And the batter will be the shortstop.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dodgers and Cougars from Cougar Stadium here in Chicago. Let's get this underway.
Trey Turner crushes it. His 28th home run of the season. It's 1-0.
That happened. Trey Turner, the first pitch, we have quick counts on, but the first pitch that I throw in this game is a perfect home run to Trey Turner. That is not a good way to start this episode and start this game. That is not something I expected to happen on the first pitch of the game. The leadoff home run from Trey Turner. That's more like it. Striking out Mookie Betts there. Shane McClanahan getting back on track. Going up against Freddie Freeman. This Dodgers team is loaded with talent. It is crazy how much talent they have in this organization. And it's not like they're just top heavy on the big league club. They have talent and they have depth in the minor leagues. They are a dangerous team and they're a dangerous organization. It's a reason why they are always in the World Series. And I think they were in the World Series and maybe even won the World Series in year number 1 of this series. And there's Ramon Laureano, traded for Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger is playing today. He's playing DH. Julio Rodriguez is getting the start in center. Unfortunately, Ramon Laureano going to try and steal on his former teammate Sean Murphy. He knows. Why did you try and steal on Sean Murphy? You know better, Ramon. You played with him. You know better. We're taking on Walker Buehler, and there he is. Tetsuro Yamada will take his first rips as a big league player, and he leads off as the starting second baseman. He's got enough speed, but he doesn't have enough speed to get to first base. All right, so he starts with a ground out in his MLB career. Francisco Lindor had an amazing day at the plate in the last episode. Can he continue the hot streak? He gets a single to right field. Betts will field it. So we get a one-off single with Francisco Lindor. Good job there. Now we got defending Rookie of the Year in the American League, Spencer Torkelson, who I've been getting better with in terms of hitting the baseball. And then I ground into a double play. Why do I open my big, stupid mouth? I don't know why I do it. God, I'm an idiot, bro. Why do I keep talking? Why do I open my mouth? It always ends badly when I say something positive. Torkelson grounds into a double play. We'll see if we can strike out Corey Dickerson with this slider here. And we do. Beautifully placed. Great movement on it. And he is down. Edwin Rios steps to the plate. 1-2 count to him. And there's the fastball. Bobby Witt will field it at third base. And a perfect throw right to Pete Alonso. And we move to 2 outs. Austin Hayes. I don't know when they acquired Austin Hayes, but he is now playing for the Dodgers. And he, on a 3-2 count, thankfully hits that foul. I thought that was going to drift just fair, and we would have been in big trouble because there's some space in the outfield in Cougar Stadium. And we get a strikeout there. So Shane McClanahan has done very well after giving up the home run. That was a little bit of a shock to the system early in the game. But we got the polar bear to the plate, and they've got a little bit of a shift going on here. Not a severe shift by any means, but a shift nonetheless. And we'll see if Pete Alonso can go against it. He's going to hit that right to center field, and it will play right into the shift. Well, that would have been caught if there was no shift. But still, you know what I mean. God, I just took a look at the ticker down there in the bottom, and it was showing the AL Central standings, and the Royals are bad. The Royals are really bad. They are worse than us by a big margin. They only have 49 wins in September. They won't even get to 60 wins. I don't think there's enough games for them to get to 60 wins. So there probably is, because they only need 11 wins. Oh, that's gone. No! That was gone if the timing was better. That was certainly gone if the timing was better. 49 wins for the Royals? That's a check swing, but they called it. They are tragically bad. That's unfortunate that we struck out there. Michael Bush. And he will foul that one away. It'll go 1-2. We'll see if we can get him out the slider. It's worked 2 previous times. Why wouldn't it work a third time? We'll see what we can do here. It didn't work a third time. See, I tell you what. Why do I open my stupid mouth? If I wouldn't have said anything, he probably would have struck out on that. But he didn't. He watched it go for a ball, and then he will foul that. We'll go curveball now. Nobody's seen a curveball yet. We have not pitched a curveball so far today. And yet he somehow does not swing at that. Even though that was pretty enticing, I probably would have swung at it if I was the hitter. Oh my God, Michael Bush sends that to right field. Torkelson is there. Can I get it? I probably could have, but I jumped the wrong way. His first Major League home run. I'm glad that he got it against us, I guess. But Shane McClanahan has not done very well today. 2 home runs. I probably could have robbed that. But for some reason, I didn't line up the dive or the jump very well. And I jumped a little bit too far to the right. I'm not sure why I did that. These Dodgers are good. There's a reason why we lost the first game of the series. Well, other than we're just a really bad team right now. That's into right center. Julio doesn't have the speed for that. That's going to be an automatic double. Jacob Nottingham gets on base, and Trey Turner, who doesn't really have like crazy power, but Trey Turner sent that perfect to left center on his first at bat. He will foul that one off as well, so it's still 1-2. We'll get a curveball. Does Julio have the speed for that? Thank you, Julio. You got to get better speed, my guy. You got to get better speed. If you're allowing a 28 speed player to advance on you, then you got to get better speed. Oh, that was a perfect. I didn't realize. I should have looked at the count there. I didn't realize that was a 1-2 count there, and we struck out Mookie looking. And Freddie Freeman, he will foul that one off. I think we struck out Freddie too. Oh, barely caught a ball there. But we get him striking out there looking. So we got Mookie and Freddie looking on strikeouts. But Michael Busch, he hits it for a home run, his first career one. Sean Murphy at the plate now, hitting in the 7-hole. 1-2 count to him as the leadoff man. He will foul the first fastball away. To be fair, we are going up against Walker Buehler, who is one of the best young pitchers in baseball. Actually, at this point, is he really young? He might be like 27, 28 years old at this point. I don't really know how old he is. But he's still a really good pitcher, no matter how old he is. And that was just late timing, unfortunately. And that is a fly out to Mookie Betts. Mookie! Bobby Witt Jr. Another one of our young prospects who we have a lot of faith in. Apparently that gets called a strike. These umps are not having it with the check swings. Oh, but that ball's got some hang to it. Bobby Witt sends that over the left field wall. It is a short porch, but still, Santa Maria. That ball is gone. Bobby Witt Jr. gets us on the board. Thank you, Bobby. Boom. It is a little bit of a short porch over there in left field. But still, I will take it. And we had a huge day with Cody Bellinger in the last episode. Can we continue that against his former team, at least in the first at-bat? No. And that was weird because we traded Ramon Laureano straight up for Cody Bellinger, and now the two of them just connected there. Come on, Tetsudo. I know you have what it takes to be a big league player, and he will get his first career major league hit with that single. That 2-out single in the bottom of the third. Good job, Tetsudo. Congratulations. Somebody get that baseball for him. Francisco Lindor. Come on, Frankie. Please do something. Ooh, that could have been crazy. That could have been crazy. Should I steal? Nah, I'm not going to steal. Francisco Lindor! Santa Maria! Francisco Lindor is unreal. And I've been talking about possibly wanting to trade him. How could I want to trade somebody that's an automatic home run? And we take the lead against the LA Dodgers. Frankie with a no-doubter. Boom! That's the third home run we've hit in 2 episodes with Frankie. We are hitting a hot streak with Lindor that is unprecedented. That's going to be a ball. It's 3-1 to Torkelson here. And Tetsuya Yamada gets his first run of the game because he scores a run. And Torkelson, he doesn't have the speed, but that is into deep center field. He's going to get a double. But if he had more speed, he might have stretched that to a triple, maybe even a inside the park home run. Probably not an inside the park home run. It wasn't that deep of a ball. But now the polar bear steps up to the plate. Oh my God, I missed it because I pulled the PCI. Wow. That was a home run that I absolutely whiffed on. But it doesn't matter because we get back in front for the, well, not back in front. We get in front for the first time in this game And Ramon Laureano will send that to center field. Julio Rodriguez underneath it, and he will get that for the first out. What a wild third inning there. Corey Dickerson, 0 for 1 so far on the day. That will change. Corey Dickerson, no doubt about it, ties the game with a solo shot to right field. Did I put that in a bad spot? I didn't really think that I did, but he sent that gone. He sent that gone? He sent that out of here. And it is a tie game. So just like that, as quick as we got the lead, we lose the lead. And Tetsuya Yamada made a good play to keep the ball in front of him, but they do get a hit there. And now the Dodgers are just cooking now. The Dodgers are just heating up. They're probably going to score this run here. They're going to send him home. We will throw it, but there's no reason to because he's going to be safe. And they get the lead back. So, wow, that took a turn. Austin Hayes with an RBI double here. Shane McClanahan struggling in this game. Michael Busch goes down. Jacob Nottingham. He will, if it's fair, it's gone. It will be foul. And it is a 1-2 count to Nottingham. If we can get him out here, thankfully, we survive without getting crazy runs scored on us. But now we have to go back. We just worked so hard to get the lead, and now we have to try and get it back again. I think we can do it. Why do I keep missing the slider? The slider is served on a silver platter, and Julio Rodriguez will make him pay. Santa Maria, that ball is gone. Did they fire Dave Roberts? Oh, do we have Dave Roberts? I don't know if we have. I think we have Dave Roberts, actually. We do. Okay, I didn't even realize that. I forgot. But that's Julio Rodriguez's first home run as a Chicago Cougar player. You love to see it. He threw the cutter a little bit too high in the zone, and Julio made you pay for it. He made you pay. You can't be throwing that softball like that. Oh, that knuckle curve is so enticing. I just want to hit it. So it's the bottom fourth, and it is a tie game at 4 apiece. There's another knuckle curve that will go foul. This time it was at the bottom of the zone. 1-2 count to the left fielder. And that was a really good pitch. That cutter had some movement on it. And it gets me to ground out to Freddie Freeman, so it worked out for him. Sean Murphy. I just want to call him Sean Murphy Bunting for so many times because we have him in the Barron series. I didn't swing at that. I wanted to check swing. I really wanted to check swing that, but I guess he didn't want me to check swing at it, and he wanted just to swing full force. That one should have been a hit, but it will not. I don't think. No, it will not. Laureano will be underneath it. Two quick outs to go after the home run. Bobby Witt Jr., come on, Bobby. You already got 1 home run in this game. Make it 2. Make it 2. It will not be 2, but that could get down. It will not get down. It will not get down. But Julio Rodriguez set one over the wall, and he tied the game up. Thank you for that. But now we have to go against the top of the order again. Oh, it never ends with this Dodgers team. It never freaking ends. They have so many dangerous players. Any person in their lineup could go yard at any moment, and that's terrifying. But some could say that that's our lineup too. I mean, we have some very good power hitters in our team, so you could say that for us as well. And we'll see what is going to happen with that one. Okay, curveball. Fouled it away. We'll go slider, and we'll see if we can get it. Boom. Caught him looking. I think we've gotten more strikeouts by them just sitting there and not swinging than we've got them actually swinging and missing. That's what it feels like, at least. Mookie Betts 0 for 2. He's got a 1-2 count now after the foul ball. We'll see if we can get him on a curveball. The curveball hasn't really gotten a lot of people today. That's a little shocking. Usually curveball gets people.
Next offering is
He doesn't go after it. We'll go circle change now to see if we can get him on this. We have a little bit of a shift going to Mookie. He doesn't chase after that. Understandably, that was a little bit of a bad pitch there. And we'll see what we can do with the 3-2. Slider. He hits it. It works. If we would have had a second baseman there, that would have been a ground out. But no, the shift had to happen. And Mookie's doing the Salt Bay. Disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful. Can we strike out Freddie Freeman? No, but we can get a double play. Lindor to Yamada. And there is Alonso. Double play. Throw up the deuces. And we get out of the inning. Bottom 5. Cody Bellinger. I need to hit a home run with you. And it's got some carry. Cody off the glove of Mookie Betts. How did he not grab that? Oh, he's got to be sick. He's got to be absolutely sick that he couldn't bring that in. And now Tetsuya Yamada is in perfect position to get his first career RBI. He's already checked off first career major league hit. Can he check off RBI as well? Come on, Yamada. I need you to do this. I really do. Get an RBI. Give us the lead. He's going to do it. We're sending Bellinger home. I know Ramon doesn't have the arm for that. And we're safe. Tetsuya Yamada, excuse me, gets his first career RBI. Big time. Big time. And we have a 1-1 count to Frankie Lindor, who just had a 2-run home run his last at-bat. And he will get another 2-run home run. Back-to-back plate appearances for Frankie Santamaria. That one is gone. The Cougars are here. That's back-to-back episodes with 2 home runs for Frankie Lindor. I think it's safe to say that he is going to stay around the organization for at least next season. I think, and they're going to bring Clayton Kershaw out of the bullpen in relief of Walker Buehler. Must be nice to have a future Hall of Famer coming out of your bullpen. Crazy scenes. But Spencer Torkelson, on a 3-2 count, will send that to left field, and he'll get on base for a single. At least we've given a little bit more of a cushion instead of just a 1-run lead. We now have a 3-run lead, and Pete Alonso steps up. Come on, Pete. I need you to hit a home run. He will ground into a double play, unfortunately. I'm losing my touch with Pete Alonso, man. I don't know what it is. I'm losing my touch. But Julio steps up. Julio smashed a cutter over the left field wall last at bat. And he will strike out on that one. That was a dirty pitch. Clayton Kershaw comes in and does his job. But Frankie Lindor did his job as well. And both of his home runs have been no doubters. It's not like they've just been squeaking over the wall. They've been out of here. I think we will go 6, maybe 7 innings with Shane McClanahan, depending on what happens in this inning. If he starts to get rattled again and they score a run or 2, then we will take him out of the game. But as of right now, the plan is to go... Oh, thank God that I didn't screw that up. The plan is to go 7 innings with McClanahan. We'll see if that actually does happen. Corey Dickerson has a home run in this game. His last at-bat, he sent one over the wall. 158 career home runs in 11 seasons for Corey Dickerson. Good for him. That's a good career. But he will strike out on that one, and that's 2 down in the 6th. McClanahan pitching pretty well. McClanahan's pitching very hot and cold in this one. But it's against the Dodgers, so it's understandably. Plus, our ballpark is a little bit of a mixture of pitcher-friendly at times and hitter-friendly at times. So it's a little something for everybody. Yamada will field that, and we will get out of the 6th. So the plan is to have him go 7 innings, so he will go 1 more when we get back up to pitch. Kershaw still in the game, and we will foul that first pitch off. Circle change. 2-2 count. to Austin Meadows, who for a long while was our only source of power, but I don't know what it is. Just like the past 3 episodes, I think maybe, we've just completely flipped a switch and have gone into like everybody hits for power now. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, I think we got some of that Michael Jordan special sauce from Space Jam. I'm not going to test Mookie Betts' arm, especially not with 60 speed. We might have been gunned out. You never know. We might have been safe. I didn't want to test it, but there's Bobby. There's Robert Witt. He didn't do very well in his last at-bat, but that doesn't mean he can't do better this one. Come on, Kershaw gave me the pitch that I wanted. I asked for a good pitch. He gave me a good pitch, but I pulled the PCI down to the bottom for some reason, and it was a pop-up. If I would have just left the PCI where it was, that probably is a single, maybe a double, certainly a scored run. Cody Bellinger versus Clayton Kershaw. What a matchup this is. I'm not going to swing at that. That's going to be a ball. See, I have discipline. Hitting 208 with runners in scoring position. We got to bump that up. Cody Bellinger, all he does should be hit with runners in scoring position. So we got to bump this number up. That's why we have him hitting to the 9 hole, because he's that rare breed of power and contact where he should be able to knock in runs with runners in scoring position. I shouldn't have swung at that. That should be 3-2. That really should be 3-2. But I swung at it because I'm an idiot. And it is 2-2 with 1 out. Bottom 6. I swung at that too. God, he walked me. Clayton Kershaw walked Cody Bellinger, and I kept the at-bat alive. Because apparently I have no discipline. I don't have any discipline. And I swung. Oh, God, I'm the worst. I'm the absolute worst. But that just gives Tetsuya Yamada another opportunity to get another RBI. So it works out in the end. It's a blessing in disguise. Because Tetsuya Yamada is going to do it. No, he's not. I thought that had a little bit less carry to it. I thought it was going to drop a lot quicker than what it did. I know the pitch is getting tired, but I want him to go one more inning. I think he's got it in him. 7 innings is a standard outing for a starting pitcher of this level, so he should be able to go 7 strong innings. Michael Bush, he goes down. Oh, that's not Michael Bush. I don't know who it was. Let's get Doyle Atkinson up here. Since we just called him up, we've seen Tetsuya Yamada. We might as well see the other call-up, the other September call-up. That's going to be a beautifully placed first pitch. Who was? Oh, it was, who just hit it? I don't remember.
This one is smashed down the right field line. Way back there. Fair and gone.
Michael Bush is not a power hitter. Not like this. He just got his first and second career home runs in this game. Okay, it's starting to escalate. Shane, I wanted you to go 7 innings. It looks like you're gonna go 6 1/3. I mean, you're sucking. You're just absolutely sucking. We're gonna go mound visit to the bullpen, and we're gonna bring in the AAA sensation, Doyle Atkinson. We'll see what he can do. 3-2 count to Trey Turner. He doesn't come in with a great situation, and we'll see if he can strike out Trey Turner. He gets him to fly out to right center. Julio's there. Makes the play, and there's 2 outs. Thank you, Doyle. Now Mookie's up. It's 1-1 to him. Doyle doesn't have a fastball. He has a 2-seamer, but he doesn't have a straight 4-seam. Please go foul. It's gonna hook foul. Thank you. I thought for a second that we just tied the game, or they just tied the game there. But Mookie will hit it hard to left center. That was close. First, like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but my right analog stick on this PS5 controller, I've had this for like 2 or 3 years now, however long I've had the PS5, and it is a little bit broken. A little bit, just a skosh broken. It tends to do things without me doing things. So, if you ever watched me play Fortnite on live streams and the camera all of a sudden just like shifts and it spins around or something, that's not me just doing that. It's the analog stick. So I need to get a new PS5 controller. I'll get it at some point. But for now we're just going to have to deal with it. And luckily that didn't come back to bite me, because that was scary. I thought I was going to screw that up. Luckily I didn't, and we were able to get the out. So it is bottom 7. Francisco Lindor is on second base after his double with 1 out. Pete Alonso, I'm not going to move the runner. No. Why did he throw that? Did he think that he was going to get me out or something? I don't know what he was thinking there. 2-1 count to Pete Alonso. Can we score another run to get that 3-run lead back? Thank you, Blue. I know I complain a lot to you about how you never on our side. I guess my complaints worked. He heard me. That was clearly a strike. And that's going to be another run. I'm going to go on the left fielder. I don't think he's got it. He had it. Oh, Austin Hayes gunned me down. Austin Hayes just gunned me down from left field. I didn't think he had the cannon. He did. That was a perfectly placed ball, and they get the runner out at home. But Julio Rodriguez, on the other hand, if I would have just been patient, that would have been the run scored. I'm going to send Pete Alonso home. I don't care. We're scoring that 3rd run. Thank you. We are getting that 3rd run no matter how it happens. And Julio Rodriguez has got 2 RBIs now in this game. Did I hit a home run with him in the last episode? I don't think I did. I hit a home run with a lot of people, but I don't think it was Julio Rodriguez was one of them. I think we're hitting Clayton Kershaw as much or maybe even more than we hit Walker Buehler. I know Clayton's a little older now at this point, but he's still a Hall of Famer. Like, he's still got some juice in him. But we just get another RBI single there, and it is 9-5 in the bottom of the 7th. We are 3 innings away, well, 2 innings away, from our 70th win and tying our record for most wins in a season. Which is a little sad, but it's supposed to be a rebuild for a reason, so. That's going to be a ball. I probably should have hit that first pitch. That fastball was in a decent spot. I probably could have done something with it. I think I'm just realizing that Sean Murphy plays with glasses on when he hits. Or sunglasses, at least. That's going to be a ground out. And it is the end of the 7th. But that's not a big deal, because we're going to have Doyle Atkinson go this inning. Then we'll bring in Jeffrey Springs for the 9th. And then that'll be the game, because we don't need a closer, because we have 4 runs. 3-2 to Freddie Freeman. I hate having full counts to Freddie Freeman or guys of Freddie Freeman's caliber, because it's so dangerous. Any pitch could be the wrong pitch. But we'll see what we can do here. Slider. He hits that. Grounder to Yamada. And that will be the first out of the inning. So I will take that. Yamada's played well. He's gotten an RBI. He's gotten 2 singles. I've been very impressed with him. And Doyle Atkinson has pitched well, too, in his inning and a third so far that he's been in. 1-2 to Laureano. And that will be... Yamada can't get it. I feel like he could have got that. He didn't really even try. I know he's a rookie. He didn't really even try there. Is Laureano going to try and steal on me again? Maybe he learned his lesson from last time. You don't steal on Sean Murphy, especially when you got 66 speed. Pete Alonso can't field that. I don't know why he chose to dive like that. Ramon's going to third. What just happened? I did not expect him to go to third base there. I just was throwing that into the cutoff man just because. I did not expect him to stretch that into a go to third base there. That completely just blew my mind. Ramon Laureano, base running precision there. Pete Alonso, can he get the double play? He does it the reverse way, but we got it anyway. Maybe made that a little bit more difficult than it had to be, but it works out in the end. We get the double play, end the inning, and we still have a 4-run lead. Bobby Witt, he will field that second base. Michael Bush. That's one quick out. Cody Bellinger. Come on, Cody. Hit one home run for me. That's all I ask of you. That slider I was not prepared for. I was really late on the timing. Not prepared for the slider there. But I was prepared for that one. I probably shouldn't have been. And that's going to be another ground out. That's 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 8th. And now we got Tetsudo. Come on, Tetsudo. Go 3 for 5. On your debut. Nope, he's going to go 2 for 5. And that's a quick 8th inning for us. But now we get Jeffrey Springs, one of my favorite bullpen arms that we have, to come in here and finish the game. Come on, Jeff. Finish the game. Austin Hayes. And now, I guess that's fair. The ump gave us a call earlier in the game. He had to repay the favor, so that's fair. It sucks, but it's fair. Let's see if we can strike out Hayes. He will foul the slider away. We'll go with a circle change low and inside and see if we can get him. It'll go to Lindor. He fields it. And got him. One down. Let's get this W. Let's get 70 wins, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going for. Michael Bush, his first, that's off the leg of Jeffrey Springs. He's got enough speed to be able to beat it. Hopefully Jeffrey's okay. It looks like he is fine. Michael Bush, in maybe his first game of his career, it's probably not his first game of his career, but he gets his first career home run and his second career home run in the same game. Look at that, dude. Trey Turner is possibly the final hitter of the game for the LA Dodgers. He will be. Yamada fields it, gets him, and the Cougars have 70 wins for the second year in a row. Big time hitters. Lindor, Rodriguez, somebody else, Bobby Witt. I forgot who else hit a home run. A lot of guys played really, really well. 2 home runs for him. 10 strikeouts for Shane McClanahan. I didn't realize he got that many strikeouts. But he does get the win. Walker Buehler obviously gets the loss. And we did enough. Big time win. 70 wins. Let's go finish the season and see if we can improve. Hopefully. I mean, if we don't win another game the rest of the season, we got like 2 weeks left. We got to win at least one more game to get over 70 wins. But I'm looking for above 500. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm looking for it. Okay, so we are 6 games below 500 right now with about 2 weeks to go in the season. A little over 2 weeks. Can we get above 500? I don't know. We'll see what can happen here. We take 3 of 4 against the Astros. That's a good place to start. We take 2 of 3 against the Angels. We're 3 games back. We're now 4 games back, 5 games back, 4 games back. Okay, so we have 6 games left. We have 6 games left. We are 4 games back or 4 games below 500. Cody Bellinger's back. The Aviators don't make the playoffs. 80 and 70 wasn't good enough to make the postseason. But the Rockhounds, they win the division and they take on the Missions in the division series. Good for the AA team. 3 games back. We have to sweep this series against the Angels to get to 500. And I don't think that's possible because the Angels are 89 and 70. We win game 1. We lose game 2. We win game 3. We finish 2 games below 500. But we won 10 more games than last season. We went 80-92. Right? We did a lot better. 70-92 last year, and now we went 80. Oh, we went 80-92. 80-82 is what I wanted to say. And somehow the Rangers fell below us. They were above us originally. All right, now we can take a look at the Rockhounds. Are they doing good? No, they're down 2-1 to the to another team. I don't know where they're at. All right, I think, you know what? I kind of want to leave this on a cliffhanger a little bit. Do I want to leave it on a cliffhanger? I don't know. Nah, I won't leave it on a cliffhanger. I won't give you guys that much. That would be a little too mean. So we'll simulate this one. They get eliminated. The Rockhounds lose. We will we'll go over the stats for everybody in a couple of minutes. But we do have to finish the postseason. So we'll get right on top of that. Let's go and actually first, you know what? We'll take a look at the player stats for the season. We'll talk about it, and then we'll go over and see who wins the World Series. Now that the season is wrapped, let's take a look at how we performed individually. So we had Jazz Chisholm in his first full season here in Chicago, played in 135 games, hit 17 home runs, 57 RBIs, hit 254 average, which is the best of his career, had an OBP of 320, slugging 423, OPS of 743. He had a WAR of 3.9. I mean, I think Jazz Chisholm played very well. He's still obviously super young, super talented still. He's the second baseman of the future. Now, Francisco Lindor, we've had some time to spend with because of the past 2 games where he's hit those home runs. And he played in 140 games this year, 28 home runs, which is the most he's had since 2019 when he went on that 3-year run with the Guardians. 28 home runs, 82 RBIs, hit 248, which is better than what he did in 2021, but not what he did last season as a whole. He had a 321 OBP, 479 slugging, which is the best since 2019. Again, one of his better seasons. He had an 800 OPS, and he had a 4.8 WAR. So I think Francisco Lindor in general has lived up to the contract that he has. It is a very, very massive contract, but I do think that we are going to keep him around for at least next season. Now, if he starts to slip a little bit and he starts to not become or not to live up to what he's been playing as, then we'll think about possibly moving that deal. But as of right now, I think he's going to be the starting shortstop for the Chicago Cougars. Spencer Torkelson, the defending AL Rookie of the Year, played 133 games this year, 17 home runs, 63 RBIs. Obviously, played a lot more right field this year than he did last year. He was our first baseman last year. And I think he played pretty well. 274 average, a 340 OBP, 436 slugging, 775 OPS. He had a minus 0.2 WAR. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with how Spencer Torkelson has been playing. I'm happy with the way that he's developed so far. And I think I'm not sold with him being the right fielder. I'm not sold with him being the right fielder, but I am sold with him being in the lineup. So if that means putting him at DH or putting Pete Alonso at DH and having him as to be the first baseman, I don't know what the scenario is, but I'm not sold with him being at right field, and I'm not sold with Austin Meadows being at left field just because they don't have enough speed for me. I like my outfielders. I talked about this before. I like my outfielders to be at least into the 70s in speed. So, I mean, those two guys don't really fit that. Speaking of Pete Alonso, the Polar Bear comes over, played in 160 games. He was a part of the Francisco Lindor trade. That was a massive trade, by the way. It's just like, it keeps getting like underplayed how massive a trade that was. That was a massive trade. But he is playing pretty well in his first full season here in Chicago. 31 home runs, 82 RBIs, 250 average, which is the best since 2021. 324 OBP, 440 slugging, 764 OPS. He had a 0.3 WAR. I like the way that he played. I'm struggling a little bit with him hitting in terms of like in games, but in simulation, he seems to be performing pretty well. Alejandro Kirk One of my favorite players in baseball right now. Played 161 games, 16 home runs, his best season so far, obviously, because he really hasn't played much. He played 45 games, 60 games. He hasn't really gotten a whole shot yet. And now that he does, he has 16 home runs, 58 RBIs, a 250 average, 314 OBP, 357 slugging, 671 OPS. It's hard to really judge how good Alejandro Kirk could be because he just hasn't gotten that opportunity. He doesn't have that many reps. He doesn't have that much experience, that many swings. So if we get to next season and he's still performing this way, then we know that he's probably going to be pretty good. But if he's maybe takes a dip next season and maybe has like in 170 games, maybe he only has 120 hits and 12 home runs or 10 home runs and 30 RBIs, and maybe he's hitting 210 or something like that. Like, then we'll know what we got with Alejandro Kirk, but it's too early to tell as of right now. Austin Meadows, in his first full season in Chicago, 24 home runs, 71 RBIs, 278 average, 363 OBP, 480 slugging, 843 OPS. He also had a 3.7 WAR. I like Austin Meadows. I really, really do. And if it was up to me in terms of we had a replacement that I felt confident in, I would keep him around. But I just don't think that as of this moment, we don't have a left fielder that I feel confident, or an outfielder in general that I feel confident in starting in left field on this team. We have some people that can play left field that could be serviceable, but we're going in a direction where we don't want just serviceable. We're done with the losing seasons. Like, I don't want a losing season anymore. We had 2 seasons of that. Next year's got to be a winning season. It's got to be a playoff season. So having Austin Meadows on the team is helpful in terms of getting to the playoffs and having a winning season, but maybe that's only possible in the hitting side of things. Fielding wise, he's just not there. He's not cutting it. He's too slow. Doesn't have great fielding. So I think we have to use Austin Meadows in a deal to get a left fielder that fits that criteria that I'm looking for. Sean Murphy, the last remaining, well, Christian Pache was here too, but the last official remaining Oakland player still on the team. We've shifted everybody else out. He has 14 home runs, 54 RBIs, hit 240, 311 OBP, 362 slugging, 673 OPS, and a WAR of 4. He also had a perfect fielding percentage, so he made no errors this season. That is beautiful. And I think I was on the fence with what I wanted to do with Sean Murphy. I thought at one point maybe we trade him. Then I thought maybe we keep him until the end of the season. Then we move on from him. I kind of want to keep him around. I think he's a serviceable catcher. He's only 28 years old. B potential, 89 overall. He's a very solid player. And he keeps that connection with Oakland. So I think we're going to keep Sean Murphy as our catcher until either we find a better catcher, like a higher overall catcher, or maybe we have somebody in the farm system that's got great potential and shows something. I don't know, but I think Sean Murphy is going to stick around for a little bit. Bobby Witt Jr., we made a trade for him last year at the deadline, and I think it was a very good trade. He still has a potential. He's only 22 years old, 14 home runs, 75 RBIs, 262 average, 308 OBP, 419 slugging, 728 OPS. He had his best season, obviously, as a pro, but he only has 1 season to go off of. It's only his 2nd season in the bigs, so it's not really much of a sample size, but he still is trending upwards, so that's good. And then the final player in the actual starting lineup is Cody Bellinger. We traded for him this season at the deadline. He had 21 home runs, which is the most he's had since 2019, when he hit 47, 57 RBIs, hit 238, had a 308 OBP, 441 slugging, which is the best since 2020, and then he had 749 OPS with a 3.0 WAR. And I did decide that we are going to extend Cody Bellinger. I'm going to try and get the money down. a little bit so he doesn't cost so much. Maybe if we can get it down to separate it through a couple of seasons where it equals up to maybe $10 million or $15 million or something, I think I'd be fine with that. But as of right now, he is going to be a free agent once we get after the postseason. So I think I do want to keep him around. I think he's a very good player, very good hitter, and he could be a good player for us. Off the bench, we have Christian Pache, or Patch. I forget how to pronounce. I think it's Pache. He had 17 games played. Didn't really get a whole lot of playing time, but there's still development for him. He could still turn out to be something. I do like his potential. We also have Julio Rodriguez, who we kind of got a little bit more familiar with the last couple of episodes. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs in 39 games, hit 284, had a 50% slugging percentage is what I was gonna say originally, but my brain had a malfunction there. 851 OPS. He had a 1.2 WAR, and he's only gonna get better. Now, I did mention previously that I didn't know if you guys wanted me to bump him up to like an 89 overall, which is what he is in the live rosters nowadays in MLB The Show. So as of right now, we're gonna keep him at what he is and just let him just naturally, organically grow, and we'll see what happens. O'Neal Cruz, we didn't get a whole lot of reps with him. He hasn't played on camera yet, but we did bring him in the trade deadline this season. This is mainly what he did in Pittsburgh in his time there before the deadline. It's a little bit of a mixture of both because he's played in 109 games. Obviously, we traded for him at the deadline, so that's not 109 games. So he has played a little bit as a Cougar player, but we haven't seen him on camera yet. He had a decent season, but he's only going to continue to grow. The thing that I like about this team is we have so much potential. Like, we have all of our guys on our bench. Literally all these guys have so much potential. Does everybody have A potential? He has B, B, A, B. So everybody has B or higher potential on this bench. And we don't have to keep all these guys. Like, if Joe Adell suddenly develops, we could ship him off to another team for an established player, maybe an established pitcher or something, and then we could be off to the races. Like, we don't have to keep all these guys. But the fact that we have them is beautiful. Gavin Lux and Joe Adell. Joe Adell really didn't play much because we called him up from AAA. So he just was basically depth in the outfield. But that was before we got Julio Rodriguez. So Joe Adell didn't really play much, but he's got potential. Gavin Lux, this is mainly what he did in LA, but also he played a little bit in Chicago as well this season. 12 home runs, 55 RBIs. He's not really much of a power guy, but maybe he can develop into a power guy. Who knows? 254 average, which is the best of his career. His best OBP, his best slugging, his best OPS. He had his best season as a pro. 1.6 WAR, his best season as a pro. So that's good to see. And then Tetsuda Yamada played in 7 games, 36 at-bats. No home runs, but he's not necessarily known as a power guy. Can get over the wall a little bit, but not super consistently. He had a 278 average, 316 OBP, 389 slugging in just 7 games. I like the potential of this kid, but he's 29 already. So that is what worries me a little bit. He's not going to go much higher than an 83, but he does provide some depth, and he does provide a nice bat off the bench. So that is what we've got in terms of major league rosters. We'll quickly go through. I won't go in. Oh, I can't even see their stuff. I was going to say I won't go as much in depth into the AAA team, but we know who performed pretty well. Murakami was playing well. CJ Abrams was playing well. Max Muncy, Damian Hogan, Shea Langoliers. We know the guys that were producing here in AAA, and we also know the guys that were producing in AA. Willie Rodriguez, Carlton Raymond. He still needs to develop a little bit more. Jordan Walker. I think even Suttleson was playing pretty decently. So we know the guys that were producing in the minors this season. In terms of pitching, Shane McClanahan in 32 starts went 9-12, 193 innings pitched, the most of his career so far. Had a 3.92 ERA, a 1.22 WHIP, a 1.6 WAR. He got a little bit, I don't want to say shelled, but he got rattled a little bit against the Dodgers earlier in this episode when we pitched with him. But he recovered nicely, went 6 1/3. I think he did okay, and he wrapped the season up not the way that I would have wanted him to, but he did okay. James Caprillion, the other Oakland player that connects us to our roots, he went 11-6. He was mainly just a guy that we were going to trade initially, but then he had a decent season, 8 wins, 10 losses, and a 4.63 ERA, but he cut that down. He had a winning record, and he had a 3.53 ERA. So, I mean, maybe James Kaprielian, he is going to be 30 pretty soon. Maybe James Kaprielian stays on the team. I don't know. Jack Leiter went 11-11 in 31 starts. He had a 4.5 ERA, so he dropped that doon a lot from his 5.77 ERA, which is good. But Jack Leiter needs some time still to develop, obviously. Tristan McKenzie, man, he's just been getting shelled in the big leagues. 14 starts. Obviously, we moved him from... He started the season in the big league roster. Then he moved down to AAA. Then he came back up. And this is what the result is. 2-8 with 70 innings pitched, a 5.35 ERA. Maybe Tristan McKenzie's just not the guy. Maybe we need to move on from him. I don't know what the situation is. We'll have to play it by ear. But Tristan McKenzie could be on his way out if he doesn't get that turned around. Grayson Rodriguez, on the other hand, does show some... Grayson Rodriguez, on the other hand, does show some signs of development and some signs of potential. Went 11-14 this year in 32 starts, 174 strikeouts, a 5.21 ERA. So it's slowly, gradually going down. It's still pretty high, but he could turn out to be something. In the bullpen, Danny Jimenez, I do like Danny Jimenez. He is a little bit older now. He is about to turn 30, or he'll turn 30 pretty soon. Adam Kolarek is already into his mid-30s, but he did pitch very, very well. I am proud of him on that. Emilio Pagan also in his 30s. We have a very old bullpen, but he went 9-2. We made a trade for him at the deadline. I think he was like a spur of the moment. Somebody offered the Twins, or somebody offered me a trade, and I accepted it. 2.68 ERA. I like what he was doing. Ryan Nelson, he had a 5-3 record in 85 games. He played in 5.48 ERA. He kind of struggled, but he is only a 64 overall. So, I mean, that will kind of make you struggle a little bit. Doyle Atkinson, in his 14 games that he came in, he went 2-1. He blew a save, which kind of sucks. He only allowed 1 home run and 1 earned run, which is awesome. He had a .42 ERA, a .94 WHIP, and a .2 WAR. So Doyle Atkinson could be something. I don't know. Jeffrey Springs was an all-star this season. He went 10-3 with a 2.24 ERA, a 1.11 WHIP, and a 1.9 WAR. Jeffrey Springs really performed above and beyond this season. James Karinchak, 2-6, 5.88 ERA. I really like James Karinchak, but if he's going to keep pitching like this was a bad season. He did not pitch very well in his 53 games. If he's going to keep pitching like this, we might have to move on from him and think about getting somebody else. And then our closer, AJ Minter, had 10 saves. Who was getting the save situations? Were we not in a lot of save situations? It seems like Karinchak was getting the save situations. He had most of them. But AJ Minter, in 47 games, went 2-3 with 10 saves, a 3.28 ERA, a 1.09 WHIP. I like AJ Minter, and he could be our closer, or somebody else could be I don't know. A closer is not really like guaranteed at this point. We know what Lewis McDonald was doing last season. We know how Alfredo Valentine was playing Matt Tabor. We know how Mariano Rivera was pitching last season. We certainly know how Chad McAlpin was playing last season. This was just rough. He will never see the light of day in the Major League Ball Club again. I'm done with him. I've had my time with him. He's gotten 2 chances. 2 chances. He's not the guy. He will either get traded or he will be a career AAA ball player. That's just what it's going to be. Yoshinobu Yamada, 23-year-old young Japanese-born pitcher, 72 overall, has some potential. I really like him. Basil Cabrera, I really like Basil Cabrera. Shannon McCauley, who knows what could happen with him. Victor Gonzalez, only 19 years old. Very impressed by him, or very excited to see what he can do. Luther Curtis was one of the guys that I was thinking about possibly moving up. We talked about that earlier. And then we got Miguel Ojeda, who's probably going to be the closing pitcher. If I can switch the thing. There we go. There's Miguel Ojeda being the closing pitcher. And then we move to the postseason. The Cougars did not make the postseason, 80-82. Unfortunately, we did not do it. But we've got league leaders. O'Neal Cruz led the league in triples. That's the only thing that we led the league in. We have awards. Sean Murphy and Jazz Chisholm won Golden Gloves. So that's pretty cool. Good for them. Good for them. Now we can take a look at all that stuff. So let's go through awards really quickly. Vladdy Jr. wins the American League Most Valuable Player for the second year in a row. Ronald Acuna wins the Most Valuable Player for the NL. Then we go to Cy Young. It's Walker Buehler and Chris Sale. The batting title is Vladdy and Freddie Freeman. It was all Dodger players. Look at that. That's crazy. The reliever of the year is Lucas Sims and Drew Pomeranz. The rookie of the year is Shea Wickham. There's Spencer Torkelson. I told you he won it. I didn't lie to you. And Mackenzie Gore. Then Hank Aaron goes to Fernando Tatis and Vladdy Jr., who's got it 3 straight years now. And then I won't read everybody's name on Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers, but I will show you each thing so you guys can see who won Gold Gloves, who won Silver Sluggers, so that we can have a good feel for who's playing pretty well in this series so far. We can kind of get a feel for who's dominating, who is not dominating, and who we might have on our option for maybe a trade. So there's all the awards there. I also won't read everybody's the league leader thing, but I will. If you want to pause it and take a look at something, you can certainly do that. There's O'Neal Cruz. 53 home runs for Vladdy Jr. No wonder he won the MVP of the league. He just had an amazing season. But you can obviously, like I was saying, you can obviously pause it if you want to take a more in-depth look at one of these certain things. Or if you don't care, then we can just move right through it. But we will also check out the National League as well. Shohei Ohtani led the league in strikeouts with 265. He also led the league in most pitches, or most innings pitched. And then we go to the National League, and we can go quickly through all of this. 43 home runs for Ronald Acuna was the most in the National League. Fernando Tatis led a few things. Then we get to the pitching stats for the league leaders. All right. We get some good stuff here, and then we get back to that. So we've got the postseason all here. Dodgers are obviously there. We knew that they would be, but the Angels are there, the Guardians, the Blue Jays, Cardinals, Marlins. Okay, so we'll kind of simulate through the wild cards, see what we got. So it's the Rays beating the Twins and the Padres beating the Braves. Very interesting. Okay, we'll simulate through. We get to the ALCS. The Angels swept the Guardians and the Blue Jays swept the Rays. Dodgers struggled with the Padres and the Marlins struggled with the Cardinals. But it's Dodgers and Marlins. I would like to see the Marlins make the World Series. That'd be pretty cool. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Dodgers are in the World Series against the Blue Jays. Dodgers and Blue Jays World Series. Very interesting. It is 1-1 in the World Series. The Dodgers won the World Series 4-1 against the Blue Jays. So the Dodgers are your World Series champions. I'd have to go back to last season and see if the Dodgers won the World Series in that episode too. Who was your MVPs and stuff? Freddie Freeman wins the World Series MVP, and George Springer gets postseason MVP with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a .340 average. Good for him. Good for him. I guess I could just check it right here because it'll tell me who was the World Series MVP. Dodgers, Mookie Betts. So the Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions. So good for them. Good for the Dodgers. They win the back-to-back World Series. They are a problem. The Dodgers are a problem. But that is going to do it for this episode. Next episode will be the off-season. Everybody loves a good off-season. We'll see what we can do with money. We'll see what we can do in free agency. I think Shohei Ohtani might be a free agent this year. That could be massive. We might have to go after Mr. Babe Ruth. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Smash that like button if you did enjoy. Hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.